When I was at university, starting a club, starting a business, it wasn't on the roadmap. All I wanted to do was help other people. That is, help other people in sport and live from that, so be paid for my coaching. But as I learned throughout my undergraduate degree and into my postgraduate degree, the way that I coached, the things that I was learning didn't match the real world. COVID stopped a lot of things, and I actually graduated my postgraduate master's degree as COVID started. So the problems that I was having with my philosophy and where to go in coaching was put on pause. I could volunteer after COVID, after the lockdowns, and through COVID, think about what I'm actually going to do with this ethical dilemma. I'm not a spiritual or religious person in any way really, but there were three main moments that I guess you could say the world was nudging me in a certain direction. Sometime after lockdown was lifted and we were all back to a semi-normal schedule, the university where I'd done my 2 degrees was moving. The campus was moving from where I was to somewhere else, leaving the facility open for use. And I saw opportunity in that, but I had a problem. I didn't know if it was going to be allowed to be used or how much it was. So that was what I set out to find out. I sent out emails all over the place. I was visiting various different venues, both locally and a bit further afield, to understand the costs of buildings, but also get an idea on how this sports management business club thing works. But at that point, we're at the beginning of January 2024. I don't even know if starting a sports club is possible, and I don't really know what I'm doing as a coach outside of me. How do I work with other coaches? Now, being at the beginning of the year, me not really knowing anything, and my goals being certainly in a different direction, I was plodding along doing different things, and one moment really hit me in the face. While I was visiting some of these local venues, I realized booking systems. You obviously, as an admin person, need to book people in and out. You need to manage admin information, safeguarding, DBS, all of the paperwork that comes behind the club. Because at university, although there was a module, admittedly, I didn't pay too much attention to it because I thought, oh, I'm going to be coaching. I won't be doing the administration for an entire club. But this is where I think COVID kind of helped this problem. This problem of how to run a club was very similar to the problems I was solving through my research and through using technology, which is what I had been doing through COVID. Excel spreadsheets, research management, calendars, tasks, project managers, all those sorts of things helping me out. But I wanted to understand more about bigger clubs, smaller clubs, the focus of clubs. So I went away and I explored out in Portugal, in Barcelona, and other UK-based clubs. I explored, I asked, I learned loads from how they work, their goals, their aims, and then some of the behind-the-scenes admin. What I found interesting at this point is that I thought admin was going to be extremely dull and boring, but because potentially of my interest in details, I found the admin kind of, dare I say it, exciting. But my enthusiasm slowly waned as I realized actually I've got another problem here. Legal documentation, accounts, grants, money. Essentially, money is a huge thing in any business, and because it's a trampoline club, you need trampolines, and for those unaware, they're very, very expensive. To my surprise, the legal setup and all of the things you needed to do to start a club was fairly simple, fairly intuitive, but the actual equipment part? That led to a potentially unhealthy amount of thinking about moving equipment, moving vans, getting the equipment, people, financing it, getting the money back if I'm going to pay for it. And then about halfway through organising the equipment coming, I was like, okay, we've got some equipment sorted, we've got the finances sorted, I need to market this thing. I don't know how to do that. But again, somewhat luckily through COVID, I had been sort of marketing myself. I had a website, I had a domain, and I thought, you know what, let's just change it to Eastbourne Trampoline, that will do. And it turns out that's exactly what I should have done, because in September, it worked. In September of 2024, I had all of the equipment. I had all the legal documentation, all of the paperwork, all the admin. I had the marketing sorted, and I had a club. I had a sports club. I had a business. At the start of 2024, I thought my year would be all about research. But by the end of 2024, it was all about coaching. It was all about running a sports club. And that's the point of this series, to share some of the stories, some of the successes and fails and mistakes that I'm learning throughout running Eastbourne Trampoline.